Hi.
Hi.
Hello. How are you, Kevin?
I'm amazing. I'm just trying to make sure that my technology is all cued. We are live. And I feel like I announce that every time. I'm so ridiculous.
That's okay. It's just
This
so
is
that
exciting.
confirmation, right?
Yeah,
Totally.
exactly.
Look who I have here.
The soul
These
sisters.
Soul sisters.
What a treat. Oh my goodness. This it's so funny. EQ, you and I were like, okay, we've read together before. However,
This is my first on your channel.
this is the first on my channel. But we were both like, kind of like, yeah. So I'm so excited to have you here. Sonia, thank you for coming back. And thank you for joining me together as the Soul Sisters Tarot. I love you both. You've both become good friends. And so to have you here is such an honor. And so thank you. Thank you for being here.
And we love you too, Kevin. And we are very honored to be here. So, yes.
Family. I love it. And look at all these lovely people joining us. Thank you all for joining us. I'm just going to make sure that there we go. Now I can see it. I can see the live chat. I do that thing where I'm on my phone too, reading the chat. And although it's like right in front of me, I don't know. That's the way.
Well, it comes in earlier on the phone before it hits the StreamYard. So you can see all, that's why I have my phone up. So I can see if I'm looking for a response for someone right away, it comes up on my phone first and then I can see it.
So wonderful. All right. So
I teach you something new every time, don't I?
Totally. You totally do. Totally do. I love it. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. We have a lovely group of people joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to get into some personal readings in a little bit. So I'll ask you just to hold off on that. So I'll just put that up for now. Because EQ has not been here before, I'm going to start with a few questions for her. And if you'd like to see this, kind of the same questions that I asked Sonia, she joined me on my channel a week or so ago. So you can check that out. I just wanted to mention you have, today's the 30th, so we have another day. Tomorrow until midnight is the contest for the 4,000 subscriber giveaway is still open. So till tomorrow midnight, you can send an email to, and it's in the description below, the Healing Medium Workshop at gmail.com to enter that free reading and gift package. And then the winner, I'm excited. And the winner will be announced on September 1st. So just around the corner. I'm trying to wrap my head around that it's September.
It's almost September.
I know.
Crazy.
It is. This year just flew by so quick.
It's wild. Wild. And then one other little thing I wanted to make mention of is the guest I had, Jason, the past life regression expert. We held a workshop together and it was phenomenal. We're doing another one, which is also in the description. The link is in the description as well if you'd like to register for it. It's filling up really quick. The response from the first one, which was on past life regression, there was a hypnosis that was done, was phenomenal. This one is on spirit guides. So it will be a spirit guide hypnosis workshop. It's going to be phenomenal. So check that out in the description to reserve your seat for that. And I did want to mention, I just read on Hogarth, who was a guest on my channel a week or so ago, sadly lost his father, I think this past weekend. So our heart goes out to him as his dad has passed into the spirit world. So just send send love and prayers. And if you are a subscriber, send him some love. So, all right, EQ.
Yes.
This one's for you. So silly.
What was that? That was a commercial. This one's, is that Bud Light?
This one's.
Oh, is it?
This one's for you? It was a commercial, though.
I don't know. It sounds like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they said this bud's for you. That's what it was.
Oh,
This
that's what it
bud's for
was.
you.
I don't
Okay.
drink beer, so I'm so like, I don't know, but I'll take your word. So EQ, you have your own channel, The
I
Wisdom
do.
of the Blue Lotus.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
You
So tell us
did.
about yourself.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
know.
So let me first start with the channel since we talked, you brought that up first, and then I'll go into a little bit about me.
Mhm.
But as far as the channel is concerned, it's more geared towards pick a card readings.
Oh.
Because I do so, and Sonia knows, I don't have a lot of time. So I figured that would be a way that I can still contribute to the universe, the world.
Mhm.
And I love those pick a cards because they're timeless. So it doesn't matter if you look at it, like I posted one yesterday. So if someone was to look at that, say a year from now, it still will relate.
Oh, I love
So
that.
there's no time frame on that. And so I love that. That's the thing about it that I really love. So it's mainly geared towards relationships. I did do a few political things on there. I was calling it Political Corner. But everyone kind of does politics. So I may kind of scale back from that part of it and just focus on relationships. So that's about my channel. It's all about pick a card. I also do some spiritual things with that. So I might say, what does your spirit guide want you to know that you're not hearing or you're not listening? So I may do some like that too, some spiritually based type questions, as well as the relationship. So mainly geared to those two things. So that's my channel,
I love
the Blue Lotus. And then a lot of people are like, well, how did you come up with that name? Where did you get that name? Well, it is significant to me because I have this affection and affinity to Egypt.
Oh.
And I do know that I did have, several past lives there. And so the Blue Lotus, that's actually Egyptian. If you look at the hieroglyphics, you'll see, what they're holding is actually the Blue Lotus. And then the Blue Lotus has a lot of different qualities to it. There's some spiritual qualities to it. It's almost like, Sonia, what is that that you do? The plant medicine. It has
ayahuasca.
Similar to the ayahuasca.
Yes.
And some people actually use it for that. So it does open you up spiritually as well. And all these other really great things about it. So that's why I came up with that name.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. It makes me curious about your awakened abilities, your gifts, however you language that. When did you recognize that part of you? Or was there ever a time that you didn't? Meaning like it's just always been there.
It's always been there. I think the biggest part for me was that I ignored it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to really deal with it because I felt like I'd be teased, I'd be ridiculed. I'd have to explain to people that I didn't feel comfortable explaining, people who are really religious. My dad is actually a pastor and his dad is a pastor. And so I've got a lot of that around me. So that's very traditional. And for me to come out on the other side of that, it was too much for me. So I just felt like, it's just my little secret. But of course, it's always tugging at me. It was always tugging at me to do different things with it. So when I got to college, I actually just started doing readings for like my friends. And then the word started to get out. And then people would come to my door and it's like, give me a reading. And at that time, I didn't use cards. So I would just start, talking and telling them certain things. And then they were like, oh my God, this is great, blah, 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 blah. And then it got to be to the point where then the ridicule started to come in. And then people were like teasing me. And then I just said, you know what, I'm done. And I shut down again.
Yeah.
And then of course it never goes away. Never goes away. And then I was like, you know what, I really want to start getting back into this gift that I have and honoring that. So I just would do little things in smaller circles where people who were like-minded. So, and then basically I'm just like, you know what? I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
whatever, whether you accept it or you don't, that's not my responsibility. That's your responsibility. That's your issue. I'm just here to give whatever I can to those who want to hear.
Yeah. And I think that's so common, like the balance of how it can be challenging in life. And then you get to this place where you step into it and it looks really different, and it's less about what that's going to look like for other people. And I think it takes something. And I think that's really common because we go in and out of it. And then usually people get to a place, well, not usually, but often people will get to a place where they just step into it. And the showing up just looks different and probably more consistent than in past. So I love it.
And then I'm being your authentic self as well. You just want to step into that and be truly who you are and not have to have any type of shame towards that. So
yeah, it's so true. So I'm curious about, how did you two meet and how did you start your channel, the Soul Sistas?
You want to start, Sonia, or?
It's a great story. I think both of us were at a point in our lives that we wanted to have a close friend of someone that we can, because, a lot of my friends too are not into this. And, now I've branched out and I've met more people that are spiritual, but I always wanted to have someone that I can just share experiences with and talk to about. And so it was a work event and it was a networking event. And I was with the Chamber of Commerce here in Hollywood. And so I went up to the bar to get a drink, and I was just standing there because I went by myself, and I'm just standing there. And then EQ turns around. She's like, "Hi, how are you?" So she was there too. And we just started talking and finding out that we both been through a divorce. And like, we just had all these different things in common. So we said that we would get in touch with each other, but you know how life is and things get busy. So life went on. I think it was about a good 6 months or so that had gone by. And so I had actually just came back from celebrating a birthday, and some of the people that I had invited had really, well, anyhow, we won't go into that, but I was just like, I just said, you know what, I need to get the right people in my life, And so I said, I'm going to call that girl, that woman that gave me her card. I'm going to give her a call. And I asked her if she wanted to hang out. We just started talking, and we said, yeah. So we started hanging out, and boy, did we hang out. And that was 2019. And we laugh at that now as well, because we did so much, and we went out all the way up to the end of the year. And come January, it was just kind of like, okay, I got to slow things down. I had no idea that COVID was waiting in the wings to shut everything down. So it was great that we had this beautiful bond, and found out that we had, spiritually, there was so much that we can call each other up and say the weird stuff that we couldn't tell other people. Right. So that was very exciting for both of us. And then we just, I had already had my channel, and I don't know who said it first. It didn't matter. We were just like, we decided that we wanted to start something together. And I remember what it was, actually. You came on Wellness Wednesday.
I came on your channel.
I did a reading, once a month. I like to bring readers on too. And I said, you should come on and we should read together. And because we did readings for each other. Actually, Q had showed me a lot, because I was mainly Oracle cards. So she taught me a lot about the Tarot and the Lenormand as well. And so we would go over to each other's places. We would call each other up and do readings for each other. And so when she came on, we were like, wow, that was a lot of fun. Like, we really enjoyed it.
Felt right. It felt like, no, we have to continue this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I love it.
When
you know. And that's the thing, that community, it's so wonderful when we, either see potential in other people, or there's just that calling, that knowing to do, to connect in ways and lift each other up. And it's fun. Like, I've yet to do my own live. Well, I guess I did, but in it, it's one of those things that I love this. I love the community. And I was thinking that actually after a reading today, about showcasing people, just to give them the little bit of encouragement that sometimes that's all they need, is just someone to say like, I got your back. And, and so I love that. I didn't know that story about how you kind of came together. So what a great share.
Kevin, the other thing about that is, before I met her, I had consciously said to Spirit, bring me someone in my life, like a really nice girlfriend that we can hang out, that we can share things with, that we have a lot of things in common. So when that happened, I just knew, I mean, we just vibe like the moment that we literally saw each other. And then I remembered what I had said. I'm like, oh my God, I just manifested this, I just manifested her. And Sonia actually said the same thing, that she wanted to meet someone. And so it was like, it was meant.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. So I have one more question for you, EQ. And then I want to share with people that thank you so much for everybody who's coming in. And we've got a special little, at the end of the show, we're going to tune into, and we would ask that if you'd like to tune in as well, because there's so many people here that have such amazing abilities. And so we will open it up to the chat as well. We've got permission through EQ to tune into a loved one that is missing. And so we'll do that near the end of the live. So I just want to put that out there for people that feel called to stay and be a part of that. We would love that. So thank you everybody for joining, and hello to you all. And the last question I have is if there's an experience that you can share, EQ, that really deeply, in a profound way, deepened the trust with Spirit. So I'm curious what.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
That's a powerful question.
I have so many experiences. So many just popped in my head, but I was like, okay, pick one.
Right.
So I'm going to give you this one. I was in my 20s, and I happened to, I went overseas with a group of friends. However, I went by myself. We went to Paris. And so I flew in by myself like the day after they had gotten there, right? And so I got the dates mixed up. So they were leaving a day early. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be here by myself, right? So I'm like, I'll just change my flight and I'll come back the same day. Well, that didn't happen. They wouldn't let me change my ticket. And then they were saying, then I thought, well, can I do a standby? And they were like, no, you can't do a standby. Now, mind you, I was told the day before my flight was to leave that I could do all of these things. They said, just wait till you get to the airport. So I was like, okay. So of course I went a day early, went to the airport extremely early. I took a cab. I was like, oh, I'm getting ready to go home. I don't need this money. I'm just going to give it all to the cab driver. So I was just being nice because I had a great time. I gave it to the cab driver, and he's looking at me like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, just have it. Just take it home. I'm going back home. I don't need it. So anyways, so then I get to the it's like 5 something in the morning, get to the airport, and I was on British Airways, and they were like, no, you can't change your ticket unless you pay for a brand new one, which is going to be godly expensive. I had no money because I just gave it away. But anyways, and so I'm trying to go back and forth with these people. They're not listening to me. So I'm just like, okay. So then I was like, Spirit, I need your help. What am I going to do? Am I going to have to spend the night in this airport all by myself? Right. And then I just had to surrender. And then I said, okay, Spirit, if that's what's going to happen, then just protect me. So I surrendered. And then I remember I went back to them after a couple of hours, went back up to them to say, hey, are you sure I can't do standby? They're like, no, we don't do standby internationally. So I was like, okay. Now I had a layover in London, and then from London, I was supposed to go back to the States. I'm going to speed the story up. There's so many elements to it. But
it's perfect.
So what happened ultimately was they're telling me no. Now I'm hungry. Mind you, I have no money. I'm starving. I don't speak the language. All of my friends, they left because they were at even a different airport than I was at. So I'm just like, okay, I have to surrender, and I don't know what's going to happen. But I got to get to London. At least that's my first leg. Let me just get to London. Maybe things would be better. Now, mind you, I forgot to tell you guys, before I went on my trip, I missed my flight. Right? I missed the initial flight because I was late. But there was another young lady that also missed the flight. She lived in London. So we were both, chit-chat with each other. And we're like, okay, we're going to call each other to make sure we don't miss this second flight and blah, blah, blah. So we got to be kind of good friends, over missing the flight. And she lived there. Anyways, so keep that in mind. So then it's maybe 5 hours into, me waiting, just surrendering and like, okay, now I'm sleepy, I'm tired, and I'm hungry. So there was a guy that worked with British Airways who saw me, and he came up to me and no, I take that back. I came up to him. It was on his lunch break and I was in the food court, and I said, I'm sorry, but can you help me? And I explained everything, and he already knew because he was there, and he was like, yeah, I understand. I know. He was like, you wait. He was like, you're my sister. You just wait. You wait right here. And I was like, okay. I'm thinking, where am I going to go? I'm hungry and I ain't got no money. and then about maybe 2 hours later, but before he comes back within those 2 hours, I was so sleepy. And I remember I was sitting at this table by myself, and I'm just looking around at everybody. And then all of a sudden, I was telling Spirit, I'm so afraid to go to bed. I'm so afraid to go to sleep. I just want to sleep, but I was afraid. This woman out of nowhere, she comes up. She doesn't say anything to me. She doesn't even look at me. She has no luggage. She has no purse. She comes up to me at my table, and she does this. And she puts her head on the table and she goes to sleep. And so I'm sitting there like, okay. So I'm like, well, if she can do it, then I can do it. And then I did the same thing of what she did. And then when I woke up, she was gone. Now I felt like that was my angel. I mean, literally, she had no luggage, no personal luggage. She just appeared right there at my table. She walked up. Again, she didn't look at me. She didn't acknowledge. She didn't smile, but she was right across from me. And that she just did this. And
the time of the live was 2233 and then 133 in the chat.
Wow.
And you said it was your name. Like, those are angel numbers.
Yes.
I mean, if you needed validation.
I already know. I already knew. And then after that point, oh my God, after that point, then the guy came back. I woke up, the guy came back. He gave me a food voucher. He gave me an actual ticket, not a standby. He took me to the terminal where the plane was at. And he was like, I'm not going to leave you till you're on the plane. I said, no, you can go home. You've been working all day. He's like, I can't. My job is to stay here with you and make sure you're on that plane.
Wow.
So when I did that, I go over to London. Now I'm in London, right? And I'm thinking, oh, holy crap. I still ain't got no money. I'm not hungry, but I don't have any money. Well, I had a couple of change of the London money or whatever, pounds. And so I had enough to call my friend that lived there. And I called her and I said, hey, I'm here and I'm stuck. I need help. And then she said, where are you? And then I told her, and then she said, get on the train and go to Piccadilly Square. I don't have any money, but I walked up to the train, the ticketing person, and I explained, I'm sorry, I don't live here. I got to get to my friend. I have no money. She gave me a token to get onto the train so I can get to Piccadilly Square. And when I got there, my friend was waiting for me, and I ended up spending that extra night with her. And it was just fabulous. She had like this bubbly bath water waiting for me to see my experience. I mean, it was like, I just couldn't believe it. But all that, I'm sorry, guys, that I'm going on and on and on.
It's so good.
But all of that to say is, don't lose your faith. Just surrender to whatever your situation is, knowing that God's got you. and allow God to bring the people to you. And things will work out. And that was like, to me, I knew my angel was there. I met my angel without, talking, but they knew what I was going through, and they comforted me, and they gave me food, and they gave me the plane ticket. And there were people there on standby going international, by the way. But I actually had a ticket. Beautiful. Yeah. So anyway,
trip of a lifetime.
Divine intervention at its finest.
It was. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Wow. I love it. Oh, good story. I love that story.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right. So we've got lots of questions. We have close to questions. We have more than we will likely get to. We will do our best to answer the ones that are here. And are you ready? Want to do some questions?
Ready. Let's do some questions.
All right, lovelies. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm so glad everybody in the chat's here. It's wonderful. We have lots of people. So,
and Jeffrey Thompson just gave you.
Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. So kind. Oh my gosh. On my first super chat, I gave away a reading. I won't say who it was. I gave away a reading for the first super chat that I had. And then I started crying. Sonia was here for that.
I was there. It was so sweet. It was so sweet. It shows how like your character and just what a beautiful human being you are.
EQ was hilarious. I didn't ask myself.
It wasn't funny. It was sweet.
I was kind of boohooing. It wasn't even just a subtle like tearing. It was like I needed a moment.
She didn't do the ugly cry, right?
No, there was no ugly cry.
No ugly cry. Okay.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Jeffrey. That's so kind of you. And thank you, Seascape.
Too.
We adore you. You are such a beautiful presence in the chat.
Seascape always has the best little messages. You got this. You got this. You got this. I love that. Makes my day.
Moon Compass. I love your handle, your name.
I do too.
I'm a teacher. Last year was a very hard year. What do you see for this year? So maybe just tuning into career or job. Okay. Yeah.
Well, first of all, bless you, because teachers, I tell you, you guys have one of the hardest jobs. Yeah. So kudos to you. Kudos to you.
I heard they announced something about some of the student loan relief in the United States.
Yeah.
Which it's about time.
I'm like, hey, I'll take what I can get, but if we can do a little more, that would be awesome. But I'm truly grateful for that.
If either of you want to jump in, feel free.
Sure, I can go. So Moon Compass, I feel like that.
Oh my gosh, Gary, that is so kind.
Oh my gosh! Wow, Gary.
That's awesome.
Oh,
that just even got the attention of my dog, who's pretty much
your dog's like,
That is so kind of you. Thank you so much for that.
Pleasure to meet you, Gary.
Yes. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. So Moon Compass, I feel like things are going to get a little bit better. It's going to take time, though. It's like a building, and it's about creating balance as well. I got a couple of knights for you. So I got the first one I got is the Knight of Pentacles, and that's a slower, a patience card, a slow card. You see the horse is not going anywhere. She's just kind of sitting there. It's, it's also about hard work. So with the work that you do, it's hard work. I got the Knight of Wands. And what I feel like for this card for you is about finding things that are going to feel really good for you this year to implement for the school year. things that you feel passionate about, creating fun activities. I feel like, do you work with younger kids or older kids? I feel like they may be a little bit older. That's what it feels like. But taking inspired action of different things that you can do that's going to not only be just fun for you, but fun for the kids as well. I got the 3 of Cups. This is a card of collaboration and working and doing different things.
Kindergarten, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kindergarten. Interesting. Okay. So, well, you must have some smart in kindergartens because they feel they feel older. So that's even better because that gives you even more inspired action to take, because sometimes when they get older and you try to do different things, they're just kind of like, but little kids, they get really excited about things. As long as you're excited, they get excited. So with the 3 of Cups here, that's about the collaboration. The 4 of Cups, I feel like there may be some times where things are kind of slow, feel a little down, but it's about you. And here you are, the Hierophant, bringing in those teachings, bringing that in. The base of my deck is the Temperance card. So balance. It's all about that balance and creating balance. So, but I don't see anything negative. I just think that it's going to take time, for things to build up. And that's what I have for you.
Interesting.
You want me to go next?
Sure.
One?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what I'm getting, I got the Bear. This is actually you. Very important person, important messages. And it's so fun. I got the book. So that's all about you teaching. So definitely picked up on that. But what I got was the Fish. Now, the Fish is also about opportunities, abundance. So I do feel like also freedom and a transition. I do feel like there is, I got some cards that are not positive. But I feel like initially, things are you're going to go with the flow, but I kind of feel like you might decide to make a change. And I say that because I got the Snake. You can see that there. And usually the Snake talks about, difficult times, distractions, lies, also could be a woman around you that might be causing some issues or may cause some issues. I was thinking like a principal or maybe another teacher. And then I got the Tree and Garden. Now the Tree is all about longevity, also healing. So the way that I feel this is going is more of a healing thing. I think it's for you. I think that that there may be some struggles. I feel like this. Things are going to go good, and then some things are going to not so good. It's kind of going to be like up and down. I just don't feel like it's going to be like it was before. And because of that, I see some delays for you. So I got the Mountain, and then I got the Scythe, which is usually an ending to something. So it's not necessarily ending that you might end teaching. Maybe you might decide to, I don't know, something's going to change. That's all I can say. Something's going to change for you. And I pulled 3 other cards. I was like, is this what I'm really seeing? I look at this card. You teaching. There's the teacher again, right? And I got the Tower. And usually towers are about starting a new foundation. Something quick happens to make you change everything that you know. And then I got the Walking Away. So obviously you have choices, and this is what you want to decide for yourself. But I do feel like you because of that up and down, you might decide to make a change in some kind of a way. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. I did get a few cards that were like the perfect storm, and just I feel like that was in recognition of what you've gone through. And I do get a strong hit around the change part. So it feels powerful in that. And the cards, the interesting thing about them, it was all about the numbers as well. So there's invitation for you to watch for the signs through the numbers. And in that, EQ and Sonia alluded to this as well, just the flow of it. And it feels like you're in the driver's seat for that. So recognizing, it's like, I can see you with like your eyes wide open and your ears wide open. It's like this fox energy, and the ears are like on alert from what you've just went through. So everything's kind of like high alert. And it feels like Spirit's really calling you back to just be in the grounding of it, because there's things, and I think that's the truth of it. There's some up and down, and that can go for all of us. So just being in that truth of it, you get to decide whether you want to make that change or not. So the free will, you get to decide. And I do feel, I don't know if it's a different school and or a different grade, but there's something around that I get around the potential for a change. So
Yeah.
interesting. All the best with that. And yeah, my goodness, teachers, don't get me started. They don't get paid enough in this country either. I know they don't in the US. And to me, it's one of the hardest jobs. And
It
so
really is.
Oh,
It
it
really
really
we
is.
applaud you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My ex-husband was a school teacher, so I when I would go into the classroom to help with projects and stuff, I was just like, oh yeah, no, this is not for me. I was like, bless you. It's like, I cannot. It takes a special person for sure.
It sure does. All right. Thank you for your question and all the best. And Sabs Rari, I love that name. Can I please have a piece of advice from Spirit? I kind of know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm still feeling unmotivated. Okay. Okay. As I tune into your energy, Sabs, I feel like there's this hesitation or resistance. And in that, it feels, the cards are really interesting. It's like, you know, in the fate of how things have been planned in this lifetime for you, it feels really good. And so it feels like maybe the unmotivated part of it can be the potential overwhelm of all of the options, if you will, because I feel like there's this knowing of the direction or knowing of the decision. It feels like decision based, that you know what the answer is yourself, or what that decision or choice looks like, but there's this hesitation. So the couple of cards, one of them was the empty well. And so this just really acknowledging the replenish. So what you need to do to really nurture and take care of yourself in that really will help you through your decisions. And then what's interesting, and we had talked about that earlier, was the gathering, and it's all about community. So you're not alone in this, they're saying. So just really reaching out, and this is a great way of making that connection with community. And sometimes we have to do that virtually. So in that, there is a call to continue to kind of gather with your community to help you, because this is temporary. And this, you know, this temporary moment can sometimes feel like I'm stuck or I'm not motivated, but it will pass. So
EQ has a saying for that.
What is that?
Let go and just let it flow.
Yeah.
Well, that one's actually mine. Hers is this too shall pass.
That's right. That one right. This too shall pass.
You're
right.
I love it.
It's all good. It's all good. You did mine. I did yours.
That's community. We just gave it, you know, full demonstration of community.
There you go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you want to go? You want me to go?
I can go.
Okay.
Well, initially what I heard for her was to get out of your own way. You know, sometimes we can block our blessings because either we're holding on too tight, you know, and so it's just a matter of you. And you did mention that you know what you're supposed to do, but you're still feeling unmotivated. So I would say find the motivation, right? To get unmotivated. That could be looking at funny movies, you know, comedy shows, laugh, feel good. So that way you're not always thinking about what you want. It's not here. Why, want it. And that way you just kind of, then you're getting out of your way. So that's what I heard. And what's really interesting is, oh my gosh, you're going to be so happy because I got the star for you.
Oh.
This is about getting your wish, right? And you knowing that it's going to happen. And I'm actually going to read this for you because I think it's just so perfect. It says, have faith. The future is bright. Dreams come true. Positive changes that bring an end to challenging times. The light at the end of the tunnel. So
perfect.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like, oh my God, this is her card. So just get out of your way. It's coming, but find the good in things that make you feel good. Okay. So that's what I got for you.
So what I saw was you walking a plank, you know, like the pirate ship where they used to make people walk the plank, and you're, you know, looking down and not trusting the jump. In spirit, it's like saying, trust the jump, just trust in, you know, sometimes we have to take those risks. And so the cards I pulled for you is the motion card for you to move forward. It's time to move forward. Release with the fluidity card, outer core, release everything that, like, to me, this is her purification, cleansing, releasing, letting go of things that aren't serving you so that you can move forward. And you see, she's walking too. She's moving forward and the water's just coming off of her. And here's your light at the end of the tunnel, the sun.
Oh,
so I pulled the sun card for you. So things are going to be fine. Just trust your process, trust in spirit, trust in the journey. I know that's a challenging thing to do, but you know, sometimes when we feel like there's so much going on, we're just like, I have no idea how I'm going to get through this. But if you go back and look at other difficult times and challenges, you got through them. So little by little. Little by little.
And as we say, this too shall pass.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, you're so welcome, Sabs. Nice to meet you. I don't know if I've seen your name before, so thank you for being here. And if there's any new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. And don't forget to subscribe to the Soul Sisters Tarot. And the link is already in the chat, and it's also in the description. So don't forget to subscribe
to the
channel, and they're in there. Yeah.
And remember, thumbs up for today too, right?
Yes.
Yes. We encourage hitchhiking. Thumbs up. No.
YouTube hitchhiking. Yes.
I love that.
Totally. Alrighty, we have Aspie. Today is my 1 year anniversary. Today is the 1 year anniversary of my mother's passing. Does she have any message for me? Ah, bless you, Aspie.
Yes.
Oh, mama.
Aspie says, perfect timing, back with chips and dip. Aspie, you're always eating. I love it. Aspie always has good stuff too.
I love snacking and I love chips. So share, please.
Oh, wow. I pulled 3 message cards. And the 3 messages that I pulled, I have here for you, Aspie. The first one is, you have nothing to feel guilty about. And she says, I send you loving signs through nature. So pay very close attention to different things that you see. Butterflies are always like wonderful messages as well. But I sense feeling like possibly a bird that she may come as a, so pay attention, just pay attention to your surroundings and nature of the messages that will come to you. And I'm not sure if your mom's an animal lover, but I did pull the animal card, that I am surrounded by loving animals. And what I love the most is at the base of the deck, it says, believe in yourself, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love that. And was your mom a cook? Because I'm seeing like her like cooking or doing something. I just feel like that like she like either had like a specialty dish or something along those lines. Was she into cooking, Aspie? Because I feel like that she's feels like almost might even be biscuits and chocolate gravy. Okay, yeah, like a specialty type of thing, and she just wants you to remember like those times. Like that was something that she enjoyed doing. So for you to really kind of embrace that and just remember those times, those things, and maybe give your look a try at it if you don't already make the biscuits and gravy to do that as well. So.
Well, you know, what's very interesting is we have the same cards.
Mm-hmm.
And so I pulled from that, and I actually got one of the same ones you got. And I got, you have nothing to feel guilty about.
Mm.
So that's definitely another confirmation for you, Aspie. But I also intuitively, I saw like all these carnations, all these different types of flowers and carnations. And it was almost in like a spiral kind of a thing. It was almost a spiral of different types of flowers and carnations. And it was really beautiful. And then I felt this sense of brightness and lightness. And then I felt like a smile. So that's what I got. But I did get 2 more cards, and so I'm sure you'll understand these messages. And this one was, if I only had known what I know now, I would have lived life differently. And the last one is, I had to leave that way. So those are the additional messages. And I hope this brightens your heart, because she's okay. I'm not going to start crying. I feel her right now. It's just this lightness and this beautiful energy, just this love that's pouring over you. That's what I feel.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I did hear the month of March being significant, Aspie, and then I heard the C female name. I feel connected to Mom, not necessarily her name, but the C female name. And it's interesting, EQ, because she showed me similar in the feeling, came from it was a dream catcher. And she brought me to the intricacies of how it was created. And it felt like she drew my attention to the crystals that were in it, and just the lightness and the feeling that it created was that love between both of you. And so that's still there. And then she wanted to acknowledge she sees you and the work that you've done in the kind of positive detox of just different aspects that weren't serving you. And in it, she's reminding you, she showed me kind of like this balancing act where she would go from one foot to the other foot. And she wants to remind you that you can put both feet down. You can actually lie down, you can sit, whatever that comfort is for you in the challenges of life. She reminds you that however you find comfort is perfect. So she just, it was really beautiful how she kind of put that together. But yeah, lots of love from Mom for you.
Yeah. Blessings, Aspie.
Yeah. All righty. Oh, it's this one here. We've got Tina Perucci.
Tina.
Been doing a lot of benevolent outcome prayers, and it's working. Lots of people are contacting me regarding a new job opportunity. What do you see for the timing of a new job? Interesting. Okay. I'm loving this. That, I think, is a beautiful way of, in the manifestation, to add the feeling to it. It's bringing people into, instead of that lack or deficit energy. It's really beautiful. And so I love how people are using this. It's
feeling is really important. It creates a fuller picture. And when you bring in those feelings of it, because I always tell people, especially when they're looking for a job, that they would want to, scripting is a great way to write out. Imagine you going to work. What does that feel like? What does your office looks like? What's the vibe of the office? Like, you want to put every aspect and detail into that so that it can feel good. And it may not manifest exactly the way you see it, but still the feelings of it will be there because you brought that in as you're trying to manifest something. So it's key, and it's so important.
I get a hit on the number 3 around this, Tina. And so kind of like 3 weeks, 3 days. It doesn't even feel as long as 3 months. And they're saying that there's multiple. So I feel like you will have choice around what you choose. And it feels like there's suggestion to sit with it a little bit and just be in this place of like, which one is actually going to like not only in the mindfulness of it kind of fit, but inside, and what kind of feels right. Interesting. You said the benevolent. Interesting. I love it how they do that. So sit with it and just pause before you make your decision is a suggestion that they're making around that. But it feels quick. Like, yeah.
Kevin, that's funny you said 3 because I was picking up on 3 also. So I was like, oh, I'm getting a 3. And then the cards that I got were both about choices and options. Literally, I got a 7 of Cups. It's all about choices. And then I got the Queen of Wands. That's you, actually. That's her here with creativity, deciding. And then I got 6 of Wands, public recognition, meaning you're gonna get what you want. You're gonna decide the best one for you. And I got the Chariot. So that's going right to the perfect job for you. That's success, victory. So kudos to you, Tina. But I'm getting something quick. So I don't feel like you're gonna be waiting a long time at all.
Look what I got.
September, which is in like 3 days.
Yes. I just pulled this last one while you did that. What does that say?
In a few weeks' time. So there you go.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
I also pulled a few cards. I got the 2 of Wands. So yeah, there's going to be some choices that you need to make. So I think there's going to be a few offers coming in, but ultimately you're going to find the one that you really like. I got the Lovers here. And then the 9 of Cups. Look how happy she looks. She's just so satisfied. This is a satisfaction card. I think you're going to be really happy. So it's a happy card too. Yep. So there you go. Blessings. That's awesome.
And this is the magic of spirit. So I heard to pull a card and I thought it was for Tina. And then it was like, no. And so I didn't even really look at it. And then when I went to put it back, I heard spirit say, look at the card. And so Aspie, that was just your mom's way of bringing that through a mother's love. So, and maybe that's also for you, Tina. But I just thought that was really beautiful. So there you go.
And that's so funny. In that card she's holding a rose, and I saw like the carnation and roses and like different flowers. And isn't that something?
Beautiful.
They're so wonderful.
Yeah.
Are there any biscuits and gravy in that card?
I know, right?
Maybe. It's a bit of a stretch.
Look, now I'm going to want some biscuits when we get off of here. Oh, Cheryl just sent a super sticker.
Thank you, Cheryl. That's so kind of you. So beautiful. Oh, mamas. All right, where are we here? And okay, this might be a good one. And of course, you have free will, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Someone reminded me to say that about, because I don't say it very often, but Starlight Tarot 2022. What do I do about my boys? Is homeschooling best for them? Interesting.
Oy. You're a brave soul for that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. But some people are really good at it.
Yeah.
So I'm just seeing a lot of structure. Like if you're going to do the homeschooling thing, that's, they're going like this. Like there has to be a really good schedule. There needs to be order. And I'm hearing strong backbone. You need a strong backbone because, they're going to, they're kids. They're going to want to challenge you. They're going to want to challenge you. And so just keep that in mind. I'm going to pull a few cards, though, see what I get.
I kind of felt the same way too, Sonia. Initially, I heard as far as homeschooling that it was going to be more challenging than she thought. That she's going to run into some challenges with it. But I'll pull some cards on it. That was just the initial feeling that I got.
Mm-hmm.
Gary's asking, what are their ages?
I'm feeling some rambunctiousness. Are they very active boys?
I love it how real spirit is, because I want to say yes, it'll be wonderful and all of that. And when I move myself out of the way, and it's like it's just recognizing that it won't be it won't always be smooth sailing in it. It will take something. And so the kind of cards which were interesting, kind of one side of it, or a part of it, is a little, turbulent, the upset within the power and kind of chaos that can come with what am I trying to say? With children. I'm sure I created that for my parents. But on the other side of it, and not that it's sides, was the cleanse and the breath card, which just feel really a lot lighter and just really. So I think there would be both aspects of it. So in it, I think what they're saying is, it might not look the way that you would want it to. Will it be good for them? If that's what the choice is, then you do your best. You make your next best decision. And if that changes a year down the road, then that's, an option. So it doesn't feel like an absolute, yes, it's going to be great, or no, it's not. But it's definitely something that you could choose to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got the Judgment. So this is actually her deciding on which way she wants to do, whether it's homeschooling or not. But I pulled some for homeschooling, and I pulled some for if they were to be, back in the class, just to kind of see the energies of both. And for homeschool, it's a lot of what we all had said. I've got the 5 of Blades. And what's funny with this, you can see their facial expressions. It's like, would you listen to me, please? Would you, wait a minute, and then look at this one, guys. That's why I was laughing. This is you. And
that's what I'm feeling like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 10 of Wands. It's like, okay, I'm trying to do everything. And then the outcome was the 5 of Coins, which is very similar to like the almost like a loss. It's and the loss, it could be, mental, or you're just so busy that maybe the things in your life you have to go away because now you're focusing, 100% on the boys. And so there may be an additional part of you not just being a mom, but now you're a mom and a teacher. And so part of your life has to go away for that. So maybe that's what that loss is about. And then I pulled for the other side. If you do decide to put them in school, I can see that there's some concerns because I've got the 9 of what is this? Wands, and you can see unsure, of the the surrounding with the school, especially with so many, different issues that we're having with schools, and things are being changed. I see just a lot of rules and regulations and strife with the schools right now. But ultimately, what I got was the 3 of Cups. And this is a collaboration. It's actually going to go okay. It's going to be okay. Like Kevin said, you have a choice. You can decide which is going to be what you feel is best for you and your family and your boys. But I do see that if you decide to homeschool them, it's going to be a lot more than you imagined. And if you do put them in school, there's still going to be some challenges with schools. But ultimately, I think it will work itself out.
Yeah. Water Lily, the card she's using is called the Everyday Enchantment Tarot.
Thank you, Sonia.
So I looked at the homeschooling, and if you're going to go that route, you really have to build a strong foundation. This is the rock. So it's going to be really important for you to set up things just like I saw that structure, like you're going to have to make sure that you have schedules and that you stick to them. That's going to help you with your sanity, because I pulled 2 fire cards. Look at this. I got fire and volcanoes. So, and that's that kind of rambunctiousness I was feeling too. Like there's going to be a lot of energy that's going to be around this. So mentally know that, prepare for that, but it could be a new adventure. You could turn it into an adventure. I pulled the adventure card. But it's all about you creating that balance. It's going to be so vital and important for you to create that balance. And for not only for your sake, but for theirs too. It's going to be important. So if you know of anybody that does homeschooling, you might want to check in. I know there's like communities, at least here, when that whole thing, I know different people created communities. So I think it's going to be important for you to be a part of that community, to talk to other parents, to see what they're doing, because sometimes they do field trips and things like that together. And if not, maybe that's something that you can suggest, but you're going to need a support system if that's the route that you go. So that's the message I have for you.
Love it.
Yeah.
I just heard "May the Force be with you." We are sending you, waves of great energy. Yeah. All the best.
I would be like, Scotty, beam me up. Right?
I love it. Miss Water Lily.
Water Lily.
Do my spirit guides have a message for me? I bet you they do.
I'm sure they do.
Oh, they're so cheeky tonight. I heard take one shoe off at a time. Okay.
I'm feeling that means slow your roll.
Take one shoe off at a time. Yeah, interesting. Water Lily.
I was drawn to these cards for you, Water Lily. I love these. I know Kevin has these too, the Sacred Destiny cards. These, I feel like with you, like there's this sense of, I almost feel like there's something that you should be offering that you're not. And with these cards, and maybe you are, I do have the action card at the bottom. So if you aren't already taking action, I see you taking action, because it's more about you standing in your truth. This is the truth card, standing in your truth and going with the flow. We were talking about let it go and let it flow. This is about being flexible. And look how beautiful there is. There's a like that light at the end of the tunnel. There's a path, and I feel like a path has been set for you. And for you, because you're a leader, and this is about leadership and about you standing in that and taking that action. And I think it's going to bring you a lot of inner peace once you do that. So it almost feels like there's a little bit of a tug of war, and but it's time for you to walk down that path, to walk to that light if you aren't already doing it. So I hope that makes sense for you, but that's what I'm picking up for you.
Mm-hmm. These cards, I mean, it's so wonderful. I did get that sense of just needing a little bit of direction or the encouragement. And then it was the acknowledgement of the Oracle's gift, a powerful move, and the smoke and mirrors. And so it feels like along the lines of what Sonia was saying about just stepping into the spiritual offerings, if you will, there's something there that if you're not, or if you just kind of partly, there's encouragement to step into it fully, to really just be in it. Yeah, and it takes something, and it's like, it's almost like, as I looked into that smoke and mirrors, it's the illusion that you potentially created for yourself of the I can't, or I'm not ready, or this or that. It just feels like kind of like let the smoke drift away and just really recognize that you're ready, that it's there for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's interesting with that is I had heard pay attention to the details. And so I think I can understand a little bit more about that message. And it's really interesting because I got for her the friendship card. So I feel like there's someone around her, definitely someone she knows. And then I got the soulmates. So I'm like, okay. So someone that she has known for a long time. I've got the hidden. They're hiding something from you. It's all about the hidden. So I think that goes into, now I'm like, why does she need to pay attention to the details? Okay, so there's someone in your life that you know. It could be a friend, even, we can also talk about maybe coworkers, but someone that you know is not telling you the full story about something. And so I think that was just a message that you need to be aware of. Just pay attention to what people are telling you around you, because someone's not being very honest. They're holding something back from you. That's what I'm getting.
Okay.
Interesting. Water lily, there you go. We are, where are we here? I got one that was double. Julie, if I understand, Julie Gulef. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Will the advocacy projects I have in mind come to fruition? Come to fruition.
Water lily said, wow, I had suspicions. So there you go.
Yep.
Interesting. Hi, Terry and Lisa. Thank you for joining. Oh, Gulaf.
Oh.
Hi, you are right. Awesome. Okay. I feel like it's been, would you understand it being like really prolonged, where it actually should have come to fruition already? It just feels like this feeling of getting there and then delay, and then like getting there and then delay again. I'm curious if you would understand that. And they're asking, do you want it anymore? Do you actually even want this anymore?
I do see it coming to fruition. I have the Seven of Pentacles. This is the investment that you've put into these projects, the growth. I have the Six of Cups. This is about past returns or reconciliation. So I don't know if you might have done this before, and then you're doing this again. But this is kind of like the present moment. And then for the future, I have the Sun, which is my card of yes. And at the base of the deck, I have the Star. But I find it really interesting too with what Kevin's saying is it something that you really want? So Yeah, I mean, I keep pulling cards. I got the High Priestess, which is, it's been hidden. It's been kind of sitting in the background, but then I got the Ace of Swords. Oops, right after that, my victory card. So it's there if you want it.
It's interesting because I'm not understanding why it hasn't. Like there's something where it's like it actually should have, because it's like it feels like harmonious in the creation of it.
Lather, rinse, repeat. Always one step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, but it should have. And I mean, the cards around it is the success card. Sorry, which might be in reverse, but the success card. And I thought the Black Panther was curious in that stood out. And then the delight card. So its potential is a yes for certain. But there's a bit of, and the energy of the Panther, I feel there's some areas that need a little bit more light around or attention. There's something that just seems to be a slight disconnect in it that I can't put my finger on.
That's the unknown.
It's a bit mysterious
here.
Yeah. It's something there that's
It's a policy for disabled veterans and families who care for them. Well, that explains a lot of the red tape, I'm sure, that you have to go through.
Yeah.
Anything dealing with the government, it's like,
yeah, I'm with you guys. I feel like this is the lightning card, but this is also changes. So I feel like there's some changes. I've got the children, which is about new beginnings, or redo or repeat. So I'm kind of getting that again. And it's funny, I've got the relocation card. But if you look at this, look at the picture of this house. It's like it's not complete. It's not right. Something still isn't settled. And then I got, this is all about you. I've got the single life. So, but with this card, to me, I feel like with those changes going on, I'm not sure if you're working with a group of people, because I kind of feel like something new is going to come from this. That's going to change this even more again. But ultimately, I do see new opportunities. This is my birth card. So birthing of something new. So I do feel like, obviously with it being governmental, it's always a lot of red tape. And when you just think you're at the end of it, then something else crashes down on you. It's kind of like one of those things. But I do feel like, yes, it's going to happen. But I just feel like maybe you're not quite at the end, but you're almost there to where it will come to fruition. So don't give up. Please don't give up.
Hang in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of job related. I feel like that's, and it's showing up in so many of my readings that people are just in these transitional periods around job and career. And it seemed to be a lot of the questions were around that. I'm just being mindful of the time. We're at about just over an hour, and we said we were going to tune into that. So if we maybe we'll stop with the questions and tune into that. And we would ask for people that are in the chat to be in this connection. And EQ, I'll just pass it over to you.
Okay. So I got some information today from someone asking for help. And there's someone that's been missing for 7 months. Sorry, guys, I've got the lights coming through. You're like, what is that? That's developing.
It's giving you an angelic glow.
I know.
Soak it in, girl. Soak it in.
And so they've been missing for 7 months. It is, I believe it's a male, and he's 36. And so they want to know any insights that we can give for them. And so I know that there are a lot of readers in the chat too, and I'd love for you guys, if you feel anything, because they're watching, if you can, anything you feel, any bit of information we can help the family, that would be really great. So I'm gonna kind of tune back in, because I did get messages right before we were about to start, but let me go back in and see.
For entertainment purposes, only YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what area they're missing from. I'm going to maybe assume the Midwest.
Hmm.
Yes, Joji, regarding a missing male in his 30s, missing for about 7 months. The first name, I guess I can say the name. I'll say the first name, Anthony.
Interesting. Okay, talk to me.
30, was he 36?
Yeah, 36.
36.
Yeah. My attention is around my head. And so there's some confusion in my mental thoughts. And so there's something, I just feel a little bit confused. And so 7 months. The M name, I feel there's something around an M name connection, also male energy in that. I'm also an M in the town or the state. There's an M that stands out. There was lots of M's. And I saw a blue vehicle. I saw a blue vehicle. I feel
Julie got blue card too.
Interesting. Yeah. And I feel like there's movement. I felt there was like, where I was is not where I am. And it just, I don't know, there feels something, there's some kind of movement that I'm aware of. And then I actually can hear the water. There's something where I can sense the water. I don't feel like I'm in it, but I feel like there's some water in the area.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I do get, I actually, before when we were backstage EQ, I felt like there was, I'm curious if you'd understand that you thought there might have been a reaching out or some sort of contact. I don't know. There was something about like an attempted kind of like contact or some reaching out. There was something. It feels a few months ago, but there was something there where I felt this kind of spike around the hope. Yeah, I don't feel close to home. Mm-hmm.
So interesting. I'm looking at some of the comments, and a lot of people are saying what I have in my cards. Somebody said something about the woods. Another person said something about a group of people. Because the first card I pulled was the Four of Blades, the Four of Swords.
I got the woods too. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I felt he was in the woods.
Yeah. And I think he might have been. I don't know if he's still there or not. I got the Magician as well. And I feel like with this card, I don't know if he, and maybe you don't know, but like if he left home on his own free will because he was looking to do something or to be on his own, because that's kind of I'm not sure. Because I also have the Knight of Blades, like it wasn't cut out to be what he had hoped it would be. And then this was interesting because Kevin mentioned the water, and I have the Two of Wands here. And look at the water behind this person. Like there's water behind there. And that someone also said around the group of people. So I don't know if, for a moment he was having a good time doing some different things there. But then I pulled, it doesn't necessarily mean death as in death, but I did pull the death card.
I felt that actually.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to make presumptions or anything like that, but I feel like, this is the people inquiring about him. And then there's the shadow of the spirit there in the background. And then, yeah, I didn't see what's on the base of my deck. Where is it? I don't know. It's interesting. And the base, I have the star, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but underneath that is the 10 of blades. So
what's interesting, you guys are hitting up a lot of what I saw. I actually felt like there were 3 people. I felt like it was a man and two men and a woman, and I felt like he may have known them. And I felt like it's almost an ambush, kind of like I felt a car and that he was driven away. That's what I felt, that he was driven away in this car. And I just felt like he didn't understand, like the confusion that you were saying, Kevin. I just kind of felt he was like, wait, what's going on? Like, this is what's, you know, I don't know. I just kind of felt like there was some kind of confusion with that, but I feel like the people that he was around, he knew. That's what I felt. So I felt like, Sonia, when you said like the group, I do feel like there was a group. Yeah.
I think they did have, like, you know, at first was having fun together, but then something changed.
Yeah. That's what I feel like too. Yeah. So, well, good, guys.
You have to go back and look at everything in the chat here too, because a lot of people are saying some really interesting things. Gary says, I feel they left him.
I felt that too. That was another thing.
Yeah, others were with them. Julie says others were with them and not. He wanted to leave, not what he thought it was going to be. Yeah, that's exactly what that right there.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Flowing says there was a fight. I kind of started to feel that too, Flowing, that there had been a struggle. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the woods, pond and lake behind the woods. Yeah, there's a lot of woodsy water references, because that's woods too in the back of that.
Oh yeah.
Behind the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So prayers to the family and hoping for the most benevolent outcome in this.
Yeah.
So peace in that. So yeah.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate this. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. And if I can share that backstage, if they want to reach out, I'm just being sensitive to the nature of it around it, but yeah.
Yeah. It's
Thanks,
interesting.
everybody.
Real quick, Cheryl mentioned the Mississippi River, and she says that has a lot of woods and rivers, and that's an M state. But what's interesting is one of the states that I am familiar with, the Mississippi River runs through it. It's not in Mississippi, but the river runs through it. And I did also feel a sense of that river, something with that river.
Yeah. How I said to him moving, it's like I'm hearing it. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Flowing. Flowing's going to light a candle for him.
Bless you, Flowing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So kind. Thank you, everybody. So what do you have coming up on your shows, on your channels? Do share. This is the sharing moment. Share your wares.
Well, for the Thesoulsistas, we have some more collabs that are coming up. We have actually this Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
We're going to be at 3 p.m. Pacific time. We will be on Tanya Stingley's channel, Tea Time with Tanya. So we'll be on her channel this Friday. And then we have on September 12th, Danny Shea, Bathrobe Tarot, is coming on the Thesoulsistas. So we will have him on there. We're also working on doing something with Celtic Sheila and did I miss anything? Oh, Maya. Yes, September 11th, we will be on Black Cat Tarot's channel on September 11th. So be sure to tune in for that. I can't remember the time, but whatever time, I think she does her shows at 1 o'clock. So Sharon.
Hey, Sharon.
My channel, well, of course, I have my coffee chats every Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. I am working on my schedule for Wellness Wednesday, because I do Wellness Wednesday twice a month now. I'm working on guests, so that's to be announced. And then I just had my first women's circle. It was an online women's circle. The topic was the power of your voice. We did that on this past Saturday. So that was a lot of fun. And I will be doing another one for the month of September. So stay tuned for that on my community page. Really want to grow, for women supporting each other and helping each other to deal with all the dealing with this patriotic world that we're in. But we have to love and support each other and bring each other up. And so this is one of the reasons I wanted to start the circle. And I'm also doing a live one here in Los Angeles. So if anyone's in the Los Angeles area, I'm working with this other woman who is phenomenal. She's from Guatemala, and we will be doing cacao ceremonies and, doing all different types of things in person. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's what I have going on.
Wow, I'm just like, whoa, girl, that's awesome. Like, whoa. I have a lot of stuff going on, but not in that realm. But with my channel, that's why I did the picker card reading. So when I'm able to post, just check back periodically and make sure you subscribe and then just hit notifications so that you'll know when I post something new. And again, they're timeless. So you can go back whenever you want and look at them whenever you want. The messages will still be for you. And then of course with Sistas, we just reviewed what we'll be doing together. And I have a trip coming up, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm going back to Paris and I'm going to Egypt.
Oh my gosh. Say la vie. I love it.
Excited. And Egypt is a spiritual transformation tour. So I'm going with a group of people, and one of the ladies, she channels a collective group of higher beings called Theo. So I'm going with that group. So I'm so excited. I'm going to meditate inside one of the pyramids. And so that's
wow. She's going to be this whole different person when she comes back.
Totally.
And we're gonna
yeah. Full embodiment of the Blue Lotus.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I love it. Thank you both so much for being here. This was a delight.
You, Kevin.
I love you both dearly. I just want to mention too the workshop again. I mentioned it, and I know that a lot of people here might feel called to it. There's still room in the workshop, which will be Thursday, September the 8th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. The link to reserve a seat is in the description box below, and it is I'm hosting it, and Jason Tempinski will be the lead in that, who will take you through a hypnosis that will allow you to meet or reconnect with your spirit guides. So I know a lot of people have been asking how to deepen that connection. This is the opportunity. So if you feel called to it, come join us. We have room for, I think, 98 people, and the last one filled up. So please join us. Lots of love to you. Thank you again, both, for being here. Subscribe to their channels. Don't forget to subscribe to mine, and hit the like and leave a comment if you liked it. Leave us a comment and let us know. So thank you so much.
All right.
We'll see you all again. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being here.